Hey YouTube, how's it going? Mevlin here with another Epic 7 video, and today we are going to talk about Little Queen Charlotte. I know it's been a while since I made my previous video. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with YouTube, if I actually do. I think I do. I still got to learn how to do editing stuff, but once I figure out a process, hopefully I could crank out a lot more videos a lot more often. But today, talking about LQC, and I feel like she's a little bit underappreciated. I don't think people truly see her potential yet. If you have an LQC lying around and you're wondering whether you should build this character, hopefully the videos I'm about to make will give you an answer whether or not you want to build her. I think she's almost broken, almost to the point where it's broken. I play her literally everywhere. I have her in my arena defense. I use her a lot in RTA. I use her in arena, and today I'm gonna focus this video on GuildWars specifically. I'm gonna do a 3-part series on her. The first one today is gonna be for GuildWars only, and I'm gonna do one for arena with some maths and some mechanics showing you what you can do with her, because there's a lot of things weird about her S3. And the last one's gonna be RTA, and then teaching you how to draft LQC in almost every single draft, because that's what I've been doing the last couple of days. For her build, I opted to go for a crit immunity set pieces, and there's a reason why I like going crit immunity on her. A lot of the bruiser units in the game, units that don't go turn 1, want immunity and want a 4-piece. Say they want speed plus immunity, or lifesteal plus immunity, or counter plus immunity. LQC probably doesn't need any of those. She doesn't need to go speed set, she doesn't need to go counter, she doesn't need to go lifesteal. She doesn't need speed set because she gets a CR boost every time you hit her, and most of my speed are just from getting speed boots. Having speed in your main stat, probably the most optimal stat you can get in boots, and that's enough to give her enough speed. Combined with the S2, she's going to take a decent amount of turns. She doesn't need lifesteal because this already does lifesteal, and if you put her on Sigurd, that's probably enough lifesteal that you need. And she doesn't really want counter because this skill doesn't really scale off well. It's only got a 1.2 modifier. It used to be 1.0. It recently got a 20% damage boost, and so it doesn't do enough damage, and it doesn't apply any debuff, so there's no reason to go counter either. The reason why I like crit set too is that if you're farming Wyvern, you're gonna have a lot of crit sets lying around, so what better use to... She's probably one of the few units to use those crit sets. Maybe SSB, especially if you got these kinds of pieces where, well, this is probably pretty standard in that it's got crit attack, so this can be useful for a lot of units. But something like this, right, where it's attack and health, not a lot of units can use these, because like I said, most units that have use attack and health probably want a 4-piece plus immunity. So she's one of the few heroes that can use this piece, and she allows you to have these kinds of pieces usable. If you actually build her. This is also another example where LQC can use this. SSB, these pieces also work in SSB, but I kind of like it better on LQC, so I could have a 4-piece on my SSB. This piece is probably not that good. I don't have a good alternative yet. Obviously the 14 effectiveness here is kind of wasted, but I'll probably farm a piece, try to replace this. For my immunity pieces, I got attack and health. And for this one, pretty good speed, pretty good defense and health, and 16 crit chance. Also actually got perfect 100% crit, which is pretty nice. So these are her stats. She's fairly tanky. She's got 1200 defense, 16k health. That's usually enough to make me survive most Rylets. And her attack and crit damage not that high, but she doesn't actually need that much. She's not a one-turn. She's not a one-shotter, right? The way I build her is that she survives pretty long, and then she keeps on healing with Sigurd Scythe. I also have her on this. This is almost mandatory because, like I said, you need to survive Rylets, and there are crazy Rylets out there, especially if you're playing high champion near legend. And having this 9%, I think it's 60 defense on her. That's sometimes enough to make me survive. And obviously, like I said, Sigurd Scythe is probably best in slot on her. Don't use Portrait because Portrait doesn't proc the S3 burst damage or the bomb damage. It only applies to the base damage, so I don't think I like Portrait on her. She's not supposed to be a one-shotter. She's a unit that you want her to survive, especially if you build her super tanky like mine. and that's my LQC. So for this first fight, I want to showcase LQC in a Cleave setup, CC Cleave with Cerise, Tenebria, and LQC. Cerise is there for the strip, stuns, and the unbuffable, which is a new thing that she got recently that works super well into Charon. Spoiler alert, that Charon S2 is not going to work. Tenebria has my book, so she's allowing me to soul burn LQC, and she also provides Death Break and sleeps. Death Break works on the S3 bomb damage, the splash damage when you hit a dark unit that LQC does. So I usually try to bring also an attack buffer here, but since I can only bring 3 units, I opted not to bring an attack buffer, rather bringing the strip and the Death Break a lot more important, since also S10 is actually gonna go crazy here and land every single debuff that she could. So I got a little bit lucky here, not gonna lie. So then LQC is now gonna soul burn into an S3. So one thing that's good about the soul burn too is, yeah, you get an extra turn, but a lot of people don't realize is that it also lowers the cooldown by 1 since you're taking an extra turn. So you can see the bomb damage is pretty good with attack buff. I probably gonna almost proc that Charon. The fact that I don't have attack buff, I dealt that much damage. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna showcase an arena, so I'm gonna have a 4th unit that's gonna have attack buff. To showcase the how much damage that bomb can do when it's both that broken and with attack buff. Also note that the Charon didn't wake up from sleep. The bomb damage doesn't proc sleep, and the S2 from Cerise here actually applied unbuffable in the Charon, so I pretty much win from here. The S2 damage was enough to kill both those units, and Charon's not gonna get his S2 because he's got unbuffable from Cerise. And that's it. That's the fight. Pretty quick and sweet. On to the next one. For this second fight, I opted to go a little more bruisery, bringing FCC and my Sinful Angelica, getting some shields, getting some heals, but most importantly, getting that sweet attack buff. Like I said in the previous fight, attack buff really pairs well with LQC. You're gonna see here in a bit. So she's gonna S3, but I have Potion Valve. I'm gonna cleanse that provoke. I end up giving both attack buff and speed buff on my LQC. I think Sanji is gonna become a little bit more meta, just because how well she works with LQC here. So I actually end up critting the relic here, bringing him to like half health. So it's a counter relic, so it's not going to gain any health back. S3 is giving my my LQC a boost, and I think here I'm asking Twitch chat who do you want me to hit. I think I already won from here. I think if I hit either of these dark thieves, I'm gonna win either way. But I think they asked me to go RB, which is like the safest route, which is what I'm supposed to do. I'm surprised Twitch chat wanted me to do that though. But I'm gonna hit the relic here. I mean the RB. I think they want to see the relic splash damage, which actually ends up killing the relic straight out. It was 6k on just attack buff, and actually, like I said, it also works on defense break, so it'll deal more damage if it was defense broken. But it's the end of the fight. It was pretty fast, and I guess we're on to the next one. And for this last fight, I wanted to bring LQC into a non-dark comp, see if that would work. And I think it kind of does with SSB, I've come to realize, because SSB Batbacks gives her so much CR push, especially if you bring Rwana as well. I'm a little bit sweaty here, bringing Rwana into both Lilius and to SSB, but I mean, if you're gonna put SSB and Lilius in the same team, you're just asking to be Rwana'd. So this is gonna be a bit of a long fight compared to the other two where I just ended it in like a minute. I'm probably thinking here whether I want to S3. I think I end up doing it. Yeah, I end up doing S3 here. Just I don't know if I needed the heal. I just wanted to play it safe. LQC doesn't have attack buff here, and she doesn't have Death Break. I don't have Death Break in my team, so this is gonna be a pretty long fight. He's gonna try to pop this Charon into immortality, so because he doesn't have immunity anymore, I could probably taunt it with FCC is what my logic here. That way, he doesn't do the S3 and just S1s into the entire team. I end up getting 2 unhealables, which is kind of sad, but I have a Stella Harpa on my Rwana and probably enough effect resist to resist most SSBs. End up not proccing here though, and I was kind of worried here because now I have a healable and Death Break on my LQC. Like I said, the amount of CR push this SSB is gonna do here is quite a lot. I get a little bit lucky there and end up getting a sweet dual attack. This Charon is not gonna kill my Rwana. She's pretty chonky. Pretty good damage though, like almost half. There's a Stella Harpa's proccing, pretty nice. And now I'm gonna kill this Charon, And yeah, this is gonna be such a huge CR push. That's why I think LQC is gonna be good against SSB as well, because I know not all SSBs have high crit, but you know it should be enough crit to get a lot of CR from that back, and you have immunity too most of the time, so you're not gonna get, you know, death broken, you're not gonna get unhealable, you're not gonna get unbuffable. And you should have enough tankiness and enough sustain to probably outlast most SSBs. At least that's kind of what I was thinking here. It kind of worked out, but you know, like this is I got Rwana in this team too, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to see if that works in RTA. Just, you know, countering SSBs with LQCs, getting that so much CR push and sustain and everything. And you know, this fight's pretty much over. I'm gonna end up soul burning here. But I just killed the Lilius anyways, and that was it. That was the end of the fight. And GG's. So that is the end of the first part of my LQC videos. Like I said, I'm gonna do 3 of these, so I'm gonna do 2 more. The next one's gonna be an arena one, also showing you some of the maths and some of the weird mechanics that happens with her S3. It's similar to SSB, so if you already know how SSB works and how it interacts with some units in the game, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, stick around for that one. There's a lot of them. T-Serin specifically is weird. There's weird with stealth. It's also weird with like skill nullifier. Like I said, I'll do that tomorrow. And the third one, I'm gonna do one for RTA and show you how to draft for LQC. It's actually not that hard. It's fairly simple, but you know, I think that's gonna be a good video too. It's gonna be fun. So what I think about her overall is, with the recent changes to LQC, she's no longer a single archetype. I feel like that splash damage kind of made her a viable option DPS if you're playing some form of cleave control, which is something I play a lot. I play a lot of like Basar series, Tenebria, and then 2 DPS units. She's now become a lot usable in that situation because of the splash damage, and she also provides a lot more safety because of that S2 Adamant Shield. And I think that's what her strength is. And she can also be used in the Bruiser Comp, which is something you already used to do before. And she can be used against SSB, I think she can be used SSB. I'm going to try to find more fights. Not a lot of people play SSB and RTA anymore, so it's hard to like test LQC into SSB, since, you know, nobody likes playing SSB and RTA if you're high level. If you're high level, I mean low level, you see a lot of SSBs, but you know, once you get to a high level, it's fairly rare to get SSB, so I'm gonna have to like do a lot of fights to get some clips for that. But I'm also a Twitch streamer, so I stream every single day, 2 PM PST. If you guys want to hang out, you know, come drop by. Links in the description below. And lastly, I'm hosting an Arengee Tournament. If you don't know what that is, description, it'll be somewhere below in the description. To like what it is, when is it, and you know how to apply. And I guess that's it. I'll see you guys to the next one. Peace out.